Case review. Your case. Our promise. Robert J. DeBryan Associates.
Our focus turns to the next storm. How does it affect your weekend? We'll let you know in the forecast.
A violent wreck on I-215 kills 2 women.
There are those hard conversations that we might need to have with our loved ones. Maybe it might be time to hang up their driving privilege.
How troopers say this wrong-way crash likely happened.
Can you put in handcuffs for that?
For that.
We're going to the other side?
A teen is handcuffed for sitting in the wrong section at a basketball game.
There are better ways it could have been handled.
Why some believe the deputy was in the wrong.
It was just super hard to breathe and everyone was panicking.
They fell through the ice on Utah Lake. Tonight, these teens meet the strangers who rescued them.
It's weekend 1 of the Sundance Film Festival. We're going to introduce you to some of the celebrity watchers.
Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Good evening, everyone. We saw plenty of rain throughout the course of the morning and afternoon, which ended a very gray work week. And as we head into the weekend, will more storms put a damper on your plans?
Let's start this newscast with Fox 13 meteorologist Breck Bolton with your first alert weather. Breck.
Well, another storm today, as we saw for northern Utah. Mainly that rain in the valley, snow in the mountains, kind of a mixture of rain and snow along the benches. Now, there were periods of time where that rain quickly turned into snow, then turning back into rain. Looking at some of the precipitation totals here over the past 24 hours, close to 0.2 of an inch in Alpine. Ogden coming in at 16/100ths there. Provo in that same range. So all in all, from the storm, making its move throughout the morning with lingering showers throughout the afternoon. Now, where the snow did fall in some of the Wasatch Mountain valleys, nothing of great significance. Eden picking up an inch. Alta here over the past 12 hours getting 3 inches of new snow. Now, as we take a look at your Sky Tracker Doppler radar across the state, again, as we head into the early evening hours, we still were looking at some showers tracking along I-15 north of Cedar City as you make your way going from Fillmore down through Beaver, and then turning further northward, we can see that across the Wasatch Front, things have been wrapping up. However, there is a band of rain showers tracking through Brigham City at this hour, so lingering moisture in the overnight hours still could produce some brief rain showers, but this storm moving on. But we do have another one that will be impacting your weekend. When does that one hit, and will it bring rain or snow? We'll let you know coming up.
All right, Breck, thank you. 2 women died in a horrific head-on crash on I-215 in Holiday earlier today.
The Utah Highway Patrol says an elderly woman was driving the wrong way and hit 3 cars near 2000 East.
Fox 13's Haley Higgins is there tonight. Haley, what have you learned?
Well, we know that the crash happened behind this fence that is underneath here is I-215. Now, an 80-year-old woman hit another car where a 20-year-old woman was driving, and both women are dead tonight. Disoriented and driving the wrong way, say investigators about the elderly woman blamed for the crash. Investigators believe the woman drove 3 or 4 miles before clipping 2 cars. Then she hit the gold Ford Taurus head-on, killing the driver in her 20s.
It may be a situation where they were confused as to how to properly get on the interstate.
Investigators do not believe the elderly woman was impaired. Instead, she may have not understood what was happening.
There are those hard conversations that we might need to have with our loved ones to give them the hint that maybe it might be time to hang up their driving privilege.
Had that happened in this case, investigators suspect this crash could have been avoided. I-215 was closed for about 3 hours before rush hour today, and we have not been able to learn the names of the 2 women who passed. Reporting live in Holiday, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Haley, thank you. Harriman police want you to be on the lookout for 16-year-old Asher Strong, who is reported missing and endangered. Officers say he is 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs 130 pounds. As you can see, he has blue eyes and strawberry blonde hair. If you know where he is, call Harriman Police.
A man crashed the tow truck he was driving in Woods Cross this afternoon, just missing a mobile home. Police say he was eastbound on 5th South at 1350 West when he hit a curb, lost control, and crashed into a concrete wall as well as a carport. The tow truck driver was arrested on suspicion of DUI.
There was some evidence recovered on scene that indicates the driver was under the influence of narcotics.
Besides the DUI, speed may have been a factor as well as weight of the truck. The tow truck had one car on its bed and was towing another. Luckily, no one was injured.
The Utah County Sheriff's Office is trying to figure out why a deputy handcuffed a teen student at Cedar Valley High School after he sat in the wrong spectator section at a basketball game. The student was a junior varsity player from Ben Lomond High School in Ogden. He was sitting in the away section at the varsity game. He was not arrested nor cited, only given a warning. Sheriff Mike Smith now says the case should have been handled differently and that his deputy is facing an internal affairs investigation.
As a parent, I would be upset if that was my child. I would. A deputy should never have been called to that. The schools should have worked that out between the schools.
The deputy involved here is not on administrative leave. The sheriff says he does not believe race played a factor in this case.
The University of Utah held a Summit on Safety forum today. It's sponsored by the Utah System of Higher Education and focuses on campus safety with an emphasis on the well-being of students. The university shared best practices, highlighting efforts taking places at campuses all across Utah. Now, the Safe UT app, which started with the help and also expertise of the University of Utah, has proved very helpful for students suffering from mental health issues.
That app is a vehicle, a tool where students who are thinking about suicide or their friends or family members who are concerned about their well-being can get help quickly through an app and through text.
That's University of Utah President Ruth Watkins. She spoke of the new Huntsman Mental Health Institute on the U campus. She said researchers there are already developing new ways to treat people suffering from mental illness.
Utah has just hit its lowest unemployment rate ever, 2.3%. Chief Economist Mark Nold with the Department of Workforce Services says this is a good time to be looking for a job. With the economy continuing to grow and lots of open jobs, people of all education levels have more of a chance of landing a job. Nold says the economy is vibrant across the country, not just here in Utah.
All the industrial sectors are adding jobs. All of them are moving forward. All of them are having expansions. There's, you have more activities where you have more construction activity because of more manufacturing activities, because of more retail sales and so on. And it's just a growing and feeding circle upon itself.
Utah's employment rate also grew by about 3.3%, adding more than 50,000 jobs to the economy.
Coming up on Fox 13 News at 9.
It's been 1 week since police say a 16-year-old boy shot and killed his mother and 3 siblings, one by one.
It's just really sad that they're gone.
Today, the Grantsville community pays their final respects to the victims.
Anybody and everybody can do it.
Live everything, so you can listen from home.
45 days, thousands of bills, a citizen legislature that answers to you. How to get involved coming up.
It is a busy weekend here in Park City, the first weekend of the Sundance Film Festival, but not everybody is here for the movies.
It's a blind date on the dance floor.
My heart is beating so fast.
Jenna Dewan hosts Flirty Dancing 2-hour finale Saturday on Fox.
Fox 13 is your first alert source for weather.
We're taking it out to Scott McCain and the Weather Beast.
First with Utah's only all-local morning news.
A foot or two of snow in the northern mountains.
And first in the evening with our primetime news at 9.
Let's go to Fox 13's Kristen Van Dyke.
Fox 13's first alert weather. Let's connect.
This is the Chevy Silverado with the world's first invisible trailer.
Invisible trailer?
Hop in. Silverado offers an optional technology package with up to 15 different views, including one enhanced view that makes your trailer appear invisible.
Wow. That's pretty sweet.
That's cool. Yeah. Where's the trailer though?
Or current competitive owners get a total value of $8,250 on this Silverado without optional tech package or enhanced invisible view. Plus, eligible GM card members get $1,000 in bonus earnings.
Sizzler's Steak and Endless Salad Bar is here for only $10.99. Hurry in for a hand-cut flame-grilled 6-ounce steak, with one of our delicious sides and our endless salad bar featuring fresh salad, soup, and dessert. Only $10.99 and only at Sizzler.
The Great American Race. You don't get a name like that by chance. No, that's something you earn. Because this isn't just another race. It's a run at history.
Hi, I'm Tyson. And I'm Ben. For over 9 decades, our family has the reputation of being focused on price, selection, and service. This decade is no different. Right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on the new 2020 Equinox. You've got to come and see us at Murdoch Chevrolet.
Cooking spray explosions caught on tape.
We don't really know why these cans are exploding.
From the kitchen to the hospital.
Monday at 2 on Fox 13.
The 2020 Utah legislative session kicks off next week. Hundreds of bills and some big issues will come up.
And after the big tax overhaul bill, you may want to keep an eye on your lawmakers. Fox 13's Ben Winslow has a guide to be more involved with the legislature.
We're very accessible. We're not Congress.
As lawmakers get into session, they will be hearing from a lot of people. They pass bills that become laws that affect every single one of us. But the legislative process can be a little intimidating. So we asked lawmakers, lobbyists, and citizen activists their advice for getting involved.
Anybody and everybody can do it. Remember, I am a citizen lobbyist. I don't get paid. I've been here for all those years, and I've never been paid a nickel for anything that I do, and yet I can go talk to any legislator here anytime.
Gail Ruzicka is the ultimate citizen lobbyist. She's been up here for decades, advocating for the conservative Utah Eagle Forum.
If they can come up here, even if they can come up once or twice during the year, they should be up here.
The basic gist is when a bill is introduced, it can get a committee hearing, and it has to pass the House and Senate before it goes to the governor, who then signs it into law or vetoes it. You can weigh in on that process by either testifying or talking to your elected legislators.
If I'm looking at an email and I see that they live in my district, that goes to the top of the list. If they represent a group that is involved with a piece of legislation I'm involved with or maybe should be aware of, that's kind of the next level, you know. But that constituent from my district is always the most important person to me.
But here's what not to do.
Form letters don't work. Long, rambling posts don't work.
Most lawmakers also meet with their constituents on weekends during the legislative session.
Attend town halls.
You can also follow along what's happening online.
You can listen. They have live everything. So you can listen from home.
Lobbyist Heather Andrews with Americans for Prosperity partners with the Libertas Institute to hold a nonpartisan citizen boot camp.
We want to demystify the process and make it easy for people, whether they can be here or not, how to follow along with what's happening here, and then how to best engage.
We've got a link to that boot camp at fox13now.com. The 45-day legislative session begins next week, and we'll be here covering it. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A big bill has been filed ahead of the legislative session that cracks down on vaping in schools. South Jordan Representative Susan Pulsipher's bill lets schools confiscate vape devices and also notify police if it contains an illegal substance. There will be new education programs in schools to teach students about the dangers of vaping from elementary school all the way on up through high school. She's also seeking funding for that education campaign.
A new bill in the legislature would let teachers get a tax credit for out-of-pocket expenses. Lehigh Senator Jake Anderegg's bill would allow teachers to apply for an income tax credit for classroom expenses. It can't exceed $1,000. Many teachers in Utah use their own money to buy school supplies.
Electric vehicles will be exempt from emissions inspections under a bill introduced in the legislature. Pleasant Grove Representative Corey Malloy's bill may seem obvious to some of you, but it does have to be written into state law.
A state lawmaker wants to crack down on vehicles with loud tailpipes. State Representative Mark Wheatley's bill would require emissions inspections to also look for any modifications of noise suppression systems. It also imposes fines for loud muffler violations. Well, the Chinese New Year, or the Lunar New Year, is tomorrow. In fact, it is the year of the rat.
It's time to party, right?
Yeah.
The new year is already being celebrated on the Utah State University campus by Chinese language major students, each of them preparing a performance or presentation about the celebration, which is a sacred occasion in the Asian culture.
It's like Christmas here, yes. And we celebrate for a week. So we are usually on vacation for a week, everybody.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Week-long party. The students had a lot of fun tonight, you can see. And while celebrations here pale in comparison to those in China, organizers say it's a way to keep the culture and traditions alive.
The Lunar New Year. Can we see the moon out? I have to admit, I haven't been outside tonight. I don't know if we can see it out there.
Well, the last couple of days, clouds have been around. It's been gray. Clouds are not going to let up here tonight. And we're going to still see a possibility of some brief showers as well. So we're not quite letting go of this storm as of yet. But it gets out of here for your weekend, at least to start off on Saturday.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. But then we have another storm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to keep it gray.
Tell us more, Brick.
Yeah, we'll tell you more. Look at the highs today, where it was cooler across northern Utah due to that front moving through, bringing the showers. But notice with temperatures with the highs, mostly above normal. Thus, we did have mainly rain in the valley, snow in the mountains. As we look towards central southern Utah, some mild temperatures, 50s from Milford down through Cedar City, upper 50s in St. George. Again, those are the highs for today. And we currently stand at 40 degrees in Salt Lake City, mid-30s in Ogden, Provo as well. So as we still are looking at some lingering moisture, the possibility of some brief showers, it looks like it will still be mainly rain in the valleys and maybe a few flurries over the mountains. But it is letting go. Air quality-wise, well, a little bit of an improvement in comparison to yesterday, but notice the dominant color, yellow still across the Salt Lake Valley, so still that moderate concern level, and that's the situation across most of the Wasatch Front. As we're going to keep it in that territory, which, of course, we've seen it worse, but we're not in the green light yet. But we'll get there, where as we look for tomorrow into Sunday, it looks to be moderate. Changing, though, Sunday into Monday. That's because of our next storm that's going to be reaching us, looks like Sunday afternoon. We'll see some improvements, but by the middle of next week, we'll be back in that moderate situation where we really have one storm to be talking about here over the next 3 to 4 days. Now, as we look at that possibility of some showers overnight, snow up in the higher terrain, not much in accumulation. We're looking from tonight through tomorrow evening. That's about it. Now, as we go into Sunday, looking at the possibility of the range of snowfall for the mountains, Sunday at 3 o'clock, we begin to see the snow falling. And then pushing through Sunday at 9 o'clock, you can see we'll be picking up anywhere on the low end, a couple of inches in Sundance, close to 5 inches in Powder Mountain. Again, that's from 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon through 9 o'clock. We are expecting to see more showers in the overnight hour Sunday through Monday, which potentially could impact your Monday morning commute. But let's first focus in on the weekend. We're looking at clouds across northern Utah, a few areas of clouds across eastern Utah. Could see the development of some patchy fog once again across southeastern Utah. But as we're looking for the Wasatch Front, we're seeing a little bit of shower activity near Brigham City, and we throw in about a 20% possibility of still seeing some brief showers in the overnight hours. And again, it's mainly rain for the valley, snow in the mountains. As we look upstream, though, we've got our next storm lining up. This is going to split just a little bit, but you'll see the direction coming in from the west. We don't have anything that's cold coming in from the north or northwest, which would mean for certainty of snow showers. We will see kind of that rain changing into snow as we look at this next storm. Let's line it all up, time out the storm, where again for the weekend, at least to first half of the weekend, looks like we'll be okay. However, as we go from tonight through tomorrow, we're going to see some clouds waking up Saturday morning. We'll hang on to the clouds across northern Utah. Breaks in the clouds, though, central, southern, and most of eastern Utah. Again, we can see some patchy fog across southeastern Utah from Green River through Moab, heading over towards Grand Junction, also the Uinta Basin. Now, tomorrow, as we move into Sunday, the next storm lining up. It gets here Sunday afternoon. You can see the timing. We're at noon o'clock, or noon, I should say, on Sunday. We start to see the impact of those showers near the Utah-Idaho border. It rolls through the Wasatch Front Sunday afternoon. Notice it's green. Rain showers starting off. Overnight, though, Sunday through Monday, it begins to change. So Monday morning, we could see some snow falling, particularly in the benches, up in the higher terrain as well. Again, that could make for a messy commute, especially if you're having to travel through some of the canyon areas. And those showers will be moving further south, where we could possibly see some rain even in the Dixie area. So for tonight, brief showers across the Wasatch Front. We'll be looking at partly cloudy skies across the south. Tomorrow, it's sunny for the south, near 60 degrees in St. George. 40s once again as we look along the Wasatch Front. So a break tomorrow, both across southern and northern Utah. For the Dixie area, though, it's Sunday night through Monday morning. We can see some rain showers. We'll keep temperatures in the 50s. And for northern Utah, it's that rain hitting Sunday afternoon. Showers early Monday morning. Then another possibility is maybe seeing some rain Tuesday afternoon. But all in all, we'll keep temperatures above normal. At least for half of the weekend, will be dry.
Thank you, Breck. It is that time of year again. The Sundance Film Festival is underway.
Always an exciting time here in Utah. We sent Fox 13 Sydney Glenn up to brave the crowds and see what this year is bringing.
It's a busy kickoff weekend for the Sundance Film Festival. Some come to see the movies, others come for something completely different. Main Street in Park City has been transformed into its own kind of Hollywood. Cars, people, and cameras everywhere. Some come for that first glimpse of a new movie. Others, not so much.
I don't really love movies.
Instead, these best friends are looking for certain important people.
Right now, we're just up here finding celebrities.
After years of practice, the girls know what they're doing.
See, that's Evan Peters. And then that's Terry Crews.
They first checked Instagram, so they know who to look for.
There's like a lot of people skiing.
They've met quite a few big names, but their biggest celebrity get? Usher.
It's actually really scary just to go up to him.
You have to have the perfect line and confidence, of course.
Tried getting Usher's attention and he wouldn't turn around, and so I told him I've been listening to Let It Burn since I was 6 years old, and he turned around and laughed at me and gave me a peace sign, and I got a picture.
This year is no different. They will be up here for days, hoping a Hollywood A-lister will stop for a quick selfie like others have before.
Right now, anybody.
Of course, they have their dream people.
If he was here, Justin Bieber, that's who he is.
A lot of work, all for that chance for the perfect shot and the answer they're looking for.
They say no, you're like, oh.
The big celebrity buzz right now is that Taylor Swift is in town. Well, at least she was last night. No, unfortunately, I did not find her here tonight. In Park City, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Would love to meet Taylor Swift. Wow. Well, still to come, Jon Huntsman Jr. may have announced his run for governor later than many of the other candidates, but he is quickly moving into the lead. How many votes are likely still up for grabs?
And Orem police need your help to find a thief at the Walmart. That and more coming up in this week's Wanted with Scott McCain.
You hear people say the roads are bad out there. And maybe if you drove a Jeep vehicle, you could get out there and see for yourself just how good a bad road can really be.
I am running to defeat Donald Trump. In 2016, I warned that Donald Trump was a dangerous demagogue. When the Republican Congress wouldn't hold him accountable, I went to work helping run winning campaigns in 21 House seats. It's time for the Senate to act and remove Trump from office. And if they won't do their jobs this November, you and I will. I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
The Utah Honda Dealers Savings Countdown means thousands in savings on every new Honda. Through February 3rd, get additional savings on all overstocked inventory. Get up to 110% of KBB or an additional $1,000 trade assist through February 3rd. Visit your Utah Honda dealers today.
911 Lone Star is TV's #1 news show.
Boom, boom, boom. Got enough yet?
Just getting started.
Good God. 911 Lone Star, all new Monday on Fox.
You know who really loves fresh food? Amateur chefs, stay-at-home parents, salad lovers, barbecuers, smorgasborders, hors d'oeuvres, fondue-ers, and flambéers, midnight snackers, brown baggers, bakers, and throw it in the microwavers. At Smith's, you can get all the fresh you want at a great price with same-day pickup and delivery. because we believe in fresh for everyone.
Get into a Jeep vehicle and find out how good bad roads can be.
Well-qualified returning Grand Cherokee lessees can lease the 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee for $299 a month.
College hoops tip off with a special Sunday doubleheader on Fox. First, Cassius Winston leads the attack for number 11 Michigan State against Minnesota. Then, Peyton Pritchard and number 12 Oregon battle UCLA. A special college hoops doubleheader tips off Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Seinfeld's dating a 30-year-old virgin.
They always remember the first time. I don't want to be remembered. I want to be forgotten.
Next, Seinfeld. Tonight at 10:35 on Fox 13.
Catch Booming Forward on Fox 13's Live at 4.
You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Criminal activity is often caught on camera, but police don't always know the names that go with the faces.
Maybe you can help. It's time for this week's Wanted with Scott McCain.
Hey there, Fox 13 News tipsters, and welcome to another edition of Wanted. And this is exactly why you need to lock your car doors and keep your garage doors closed as well. Because take a look at this dude. Yeah, detectives say this guy wanders inside like he owns the place, then proceeds to help himself to some things as if they were his own. They were not. And here's yet another suspect in a vehicle burglary caught on camera, this time out in Harriman. Now, the photos may not be the best, but someone out there is likely going to recognize this dude. And next up, another fuzzy photo. Okay, we admit the quality's not great. However, if someone out there knows this dude, they're going to know who this is and know what to do. Orem police say he recently stole a customer's phone while roaming through a local Walmart. If you recognize any of these suspects, you know what to do. Contact your local police department. In Salt Lake City, Scott McCain, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Coming up after the break.
A somber day for a family and the community they call home.
We're just here because we're representing them.
A mother and 3 children are laid to rest in Grantsville.
Luckily, their hands were there. Otherwise, we probably would have not been able to get out.
3 teenage boys plunged through the ice behind me here at Utah Lake. Today, they met one of their rescuers for the first time. I'm Erin Cox, and coming up next, you'll hear from her about what happened.
Whether your car has small tires, big tires, tires that go fast, tires with extra grip, or tires that just get you from here to there, they can be an unexpected expense. Don't wait any longer. At Big O Tires, we have no credit needed financing available. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Are you really recording?
It's hard to comprehend how something so small could create a hole in our lives that is so big. 44 inches of woven fabric, a 1/4 inch of steel, less than 3 seconds to take one end of the buckle and click it into the other. I can't save Drex's life, but I might be able to save yours.